What's going on, everybody?
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to the CHG podcast. That's David, or that's
Hi.
David, whatever way he's supposed to be. I don't know yet. I'm RJ.
Whichever one.
This is Casual Hardcore Gamers coming at you guys. So this is our sixth podcast episode that from the podcast we've started somewhat recently.
Sixth anniversary.
Moving on.
The seventh one's going to be the seven episode itch. I might do a podcast with somebody else. Who knows?
Anyways, ignoring that betrayal that he's just announced to everybody, this is our gaming podcast we started recently, where we just talk deep in internal thoughts about the gaming industry or just games in general, and we just kind of just give our takes on them, on certain things. So we're gonna get right into it. Start off with what we're playing. I'm still playing Remnant. Not much time has passed. However, I did beat the game, got the platinum trophy, but I moved on to the DLC, and so far the DLC fucking sucks. The reason why it sucks because one thing I did not mention with this game is that everything's randomized. I wouldn't say procedurally generated, but everything is randomized. So when you start a campaign, like a new game, what you get is not necessarily what someone else will get. The bosses will be different or can be different because there's like more bosses than in a particular region than there are opportunities to actually fight them. So you have to re-roll it over and over again to get certain bosses, which every boss gives you like an item that you can craft to make either a mod for weapons or a weapon itself. So some people who are trying to get everything rerun certain areas to get that stuff, but sometimes you can't get every like special item in an area in the one run. So that's another reason why you have to re-roll it, which I've had to do several times for certain things to make a certain build, and that's fine in the main campaign. But the DLC, they also added a fucking roguelike mode to the game. But it's not Hades. I can tell you that. It's no Hades. It ain't none of that. So it basically you start off with nothing. All right. It's because it's entirely separate from the main campaign. You start off with absolutely nothing. You have, well, I should say nothing, but you have no armor. You have the same pistol you start off the game with, like a semi-automatic pistol. You have 1,000 scrap, the currency, and then there's 5 pillars around you in your like lobby area where you could buy things, buy weapons, armor, accessories, consumables, and like perks. But you only have 1,000 scrap to start off with, so you have to choose. You can only choose like maybe 3 things at the most, but all 3 of those things probably won't be that good. But anyways, you grab what you can and you go in to the next. And basically, you have to do a level after level, and you fight a boss at the end, and then you're done. And then you have to run to like the I guess you would say bonfire. That takes you back to the main lobby, and then you can buy more stuff again with the scrap you've collected in your run. And you just do that until you die. Until you die. The thing is, though, I don't know. I mean, because they've actually commented on forums from people on Reddit, and people complaining about just it's not balanced, especially when you're playing solo. It's just way too fucking hard. Even on the lowest difficulty, you can't get very far at all. It's just bullshit. And then they were saying, developers actually did respond to some of the stuff and said, like, was it meant to be? Blah, 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 blah. This was over a year ago, and I'm playing it a year later, and I'm telling you, this shit is hard. And it's just not fun. It's not fun. And it almost makes you where you have to play with others, and I don't like playing with other people. I really don't. I never have. I'm not you. I don't like playing online with people. I hate it, especially when you have to rely on them. And I'm not saying it's because I think they suck, because the guys I played with last night definitely didn't. It's just more often than not, and you guys probably can contest it, more often than not, it's just like the reason why I don't like playing online is probably a similar reason why a lot of women don't like playing online in games. Too many fucking dude bros, man. There's too many fucking guys out there who just talk like who just sound like fucking pricks. You know what I mean? Like you play Duty all the time. You know what I'm talking about. You play Apex, and Battlefield. You may not, whether you're playing with them or against them. There's so many guys, at least online through the mics. They just sound like fucking douches. They swear way too much. They like, I forgot the last time I heard the word cocksucker from yesterday. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I heard that word because no one fucking says that word anymore. I'm not saying it's like a word you can't. It's not a no word, but it's just you don't fucking say that word anymore. Like I don't hear it anymore. until I'm playing online with some fucking dude bros, and then they just want to call every boss that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is why I don't fucking play online. This is why. But I have to, because I didn't get the trophy I needed. We got really. You have to. There's a trophy. You have to beat 10 bosses in a row in one survival run. We got to 8, and we're on our 9th, and things were looking good. But then we ran into like the hardest boss in the fucking game. It's even finding the boss in the story mode is fucking bullshit. But then, let alone on survival with 1 life, is even worse. We didn't last long. So hopefully I can meet up with them later and play again, and hopefully get it. But it's just, I'm so ready to be done with that DLC and go into the second one, because there's no survival bullshit. It's just beat the campaign and do a couple things, and then that's it, and then I'm finally done. But that's my struggle. What's your struggle? Are you struggling with Hades?
No, I saw. I've kind of taken a hiatus from Hades.
Already?
Yeah,
Already?
yeah.
You're so fickle. You're so fickle.
Well,
you can't stick with one game for long, can you?
For one, I have school starting again. So
you have responsibilities.
I've had that. So that's taken up some of my time, and then I just got the itch to go back into Apex. So I've gone back into Apex, and I'm getting trounced. So I decided to do games of Arena instead, which I don't know if you know. You might, because you read stuff, but
I don't know that. What is that? What is that?
So they have a different game mode in Apex now that's not a battle royale. It's just a 3-on-3.
Oh, yes, deathmatch, right?
Deathmatch style, kind of.
Okay.
You get a best of 3 rounds, and then you get, depending on your performance in the past round, you get more credits to buy more attachments for your guns and stuff like that. It also, you just get more per round too. So like by the end round, everybody has like top tier shit. But you start off with like 1 main gun, a sidearm, and a few heals, and that's it, and no attachments on the guns or anything. But that way I could get into fight after fight and not like go 20 minutes in a battle royale just looting, and then get into a fight, get fucking trounced, and then have to reload. And like people, like there's some groups you can get into that like the hot drop.
What? Like the what?
Hot drop, like dropping into where like everyone is. So you get into a fight like from the get go.
Oh, in the battle royale mode.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that basically people that are unconfident in their skills,
like me,
that want to go like far away so they can last until and say like,
that's me.
I made it to the top 10.
Oh yeah, that'd be me.
And have 200 damage. So
yeah. And I would own that shit. I would own that shit, and I will put that up. That's on the leaderboards, everybody. Don't forget it. That's in the record books now. That is in the record books. I did that. All me.
What I realized early on is like, if you're not getting into fights, it's just boring. So I try to get into fights a lot, but I just wasn't good. So I got back into arenas. I've won a couple rounds of arenas. So I think I'll try Battle Royale again here in a little bit, but not until I get homework done.
That boring bit reminds me of when we played PUBG. Way back.
Yeah, but like...
And half of it was spent with you just wandering around. I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
Just watching you fucking walk around.
That was before I like really got into hot dropping. And before I won my first game.
Oh man, that was such a bore. For me, that was how. I know you were excited as shit, but for me, that was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It takes a little bit.
I was gonna say, Apex 3-on-3. I lost it. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Anyway, so we're gonna move on. So today's will be a little different, everybody. So the last 5 episodes, we've had we done this, and we talked about like a little funny question or whatever, and then we had a main story. Today we're going to something a little different, David. All right, keep you on your toes. I haven't told David this at all, okay? Because honestly, I didn't think of this until like 5 minutes ago. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a series of just like 2 or 3 questions that would be like the small question, we're gonna do a few of those and make that the main thing.
Cool.
Things are a little slow. I haven't had time to really think of anything like major. Nothing huge has happened per se, enough to make it like a huge One Piece discussion. I mean, I know Saints Row is getting rebooted officially. One Piece. What about a?
You said
What
One
about a new
Piece.
game coming out?
No, you just said One Piece.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Are you? Oh, if you weren't my co-host, I would tell you to leave. Anyway, so yeah, Saints Row's getting rebooted. That's cool.
Rebooted? I thought that they were just coming out with a new one.
Remade, reboot. No, it's like a remake or reboot. Well, maybe it is Saints Row 5. I don't fuck. A new Saints Row game's coming.
Yeah, I think it's just a new Saints Row game.
The the Jeff Keighley summer thingies happened today, I believe. Gamescom's going on, I think, this week.
Xbox had a big event.
Xbox had their showcase there.
Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. Psychonauts 2 dropped yesterday, I think, or last Friday.
I haven't had a chance to play it, but it's on Game Pass, so I probably will.
I'll have to buy I heard it is too. It never really appealed to me as a kid. It was always kind of strange, a little too strange for me. I do know it's like supposed to be like a somewhat of a platformer kind of collectibles and shit, which is right up my alley. But I think the aesthetic was just a little too off for me at the time. But I think it's on the PSN, so I might if I really feel like playing it, I'll play that first and then maybe see if I want to jump into Psychonauts 2. Anywho, yeah, so not a whole lot's going on to make it this One Piece thing that I've seen so far, so we're not going to have anything for this week's episode. However, I do have a series of questions I'd like to ask you, David.
Cool.
Give our thoughts on them. We're going to start off with a funny one. Tell me, David, what is the worst game you've ever played?
Worst game I've ever played.
And it has to be a game you have finished or like gotten majority of the way through.
With me, I mean, come on.
Okay, fine. At least halfway. At least halfway. Fine. I got to lower the bar down a little bit. At least halfway through.
I played X-Men Legends quite a bit.
I remember that. I remember that one. Yeah. On the PS3 and 360, right?
Yeah, I played X-Men Legends quite a bit. That was not a good game.
Tell me why. I never played it. Tell me why. Tell us why. Tell the people why.
So, it was a cool concept. You choose a mutant power. There was one of 3 options. I can't even remember the options anymore. And then throughout the game, you could evolve your power, and it would get different. And it was supposedly based off of choice and stuff like that. But I don't know. The combat was just bad.
Was it a beat 'em up?
Yeah, basically. Okay. Yeah. But the combat was bad. The story was bad. It was just a bad game. And now it no longer exists. So,
Unless you buy a physical copy from eBay.
That's true.
From the ebay.com.
And then probably way, way overpriced. Same as Two Human. So
you know what? So that was a 360 exclusive, wasn't it?
They're from the same developer. So when they got sued and had to take all of their games off the market.
Yeah. Well, I know it was Too Human. That was the main controversy. I watched a video on this. I forget when or who did it.
But X-Men Legends was built with the same engine that Too Human was built with, which was a whole controversy.
It got caught in the crossfire. Okay, yeah.
So probably X-Men 2 Human. I mean, again, I just don't play bad games. As soon as I feel they're bad, I just stop playing them.
Did you play 2 Human? Did you actually play that one?
First couple levels, and I was like, this game is.
Yeah, I'm sure it did take very long for you to.
Oh,
I heard it was terrible. It got reviewed terribly. It was reviewed. It was destroyed.
It wasn't
critically
that bad.
Terrible.
I've seen worse games. Yeah.
Like what? That you played? Tell me. What have you seen?
You played Rogue Warrior. That was.
Would you say that's worse than 2 Human?
Yeah. Like Duke Nukem Forever.
Okay, but you didn't play that, did you?
No, I did not. But I know.
I mean, we've all seen games that are, dollar store level quality, but
freaking no, I take that back. What was the video game that was paired with a TV show, and it was like an MMO shooter? Yes, Defiance was so trash.
Really?
Yeah.
I was half interested in that one because it's a third person cover based shooter. So I was like, okay, I can get down with that. And then I saw it was MMO. I was like, okay, you're losing me.
Yeah.
And then when the service got cut off, I was like, well, that's it for me.
it was ahead of its time, and it wasn't good. Like I wouldn't say that it's in itself, the gameplay and everything was that bad. It was decent, but because it was ahead of its time, because you couldn't have a lot of people on the same server, it was just empty. When there was gameplay, it was okay, but just okay. And the servers weren't good. It took forever to load into a server. And then when you got into a server, you didn't know when you were going to get kicked, and there wasn't a lot of other people in the server. It was just too ahead of its time. It needed to wait one more generation, and it could have had a chance.
For the infrastructure, I agree with you. However, I still don't think that would work today, unless the show was a fucking, we're talking 5-star.
Show is not poorly received, not crazy received, and it was only on the Sci-Fi Channel, which hurt it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But I heard it was decent.
If that were to happen again, if someone were to try that today again, the show would have to be a fucking 10 out of 10, just raved, so that there's enough hype to go with the game.
I have an idea, right? Okay, so The Witcher is The Witcher is fucking huge right now, right? They just dropped an anime on Netflix. Yep. I heard it's dope.
Mm-hmm. I heard so season 2, I think, is already coming.
Imagine having another Witcher game.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh. I think David lost us.
I lost you. Did I lose you?
You did for a little bit. I hear you now.
All right, cool. So imagine the next season of Witcher coincide with a game, and you play as another Witcher that's following Geralt. So whatever happens in the game, whatever happens in the show, you follow that. That would be pretty cool, and I think people would be really interested in that concept, to follow the path of Geralt in the show as your own character in the game. I think it'd be dope.
Hey guys, you hear this man? Give him some money. He'll make your game for you. Let this man make his dream come true. He's all full of game ideas. Also, I think you froze again. David, are you back? Are you back with us?
I'm back.
Okay, cool.
I got full bars.
It said you went offline for a second.
That's weird.
But you're back, so it's okay. Anywho,
let me test my internet.
Worst game I've ever played, man. There have been some. There have been some, man. Rogue Warrior, I feel like I would have hated that more if I played it by myself. But you and I played that years ago. Oh, you're off. Went offline again.
Dude,
back, I think.
I'll check my internet. Hold on.
Are you back? Are you here? Yeah, I see you now.
Yeah.
Don't lose us, David. We need you. We need you here, David.
Speed test.
Stay with us, David.
Run speed test.
You know what's funny? You're looking at a computer, but you're kind of just staring into your camera, and so you're kind of just staring at everyone's souls, and it's kind of funny to watch.
They're beautiful. All right, I got 45 down. What are you running?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Check.
All right, let me. All right.
Maybe it's your problem.
Yeah, it's my problem. All right. Well, it's hitting already 80 something. Now we're at 90. Now we're over 100. So I don't think it's gonna be me, buddy. I don't think it's gonna be me.
Well, I don't know what to say because I'm
running almost 20 up, bro. 25 up. It ain't me, dog. You know it ain't. You know it wasn't gonna be me.
Well, I'm good too. But hey, have you seen this?
I see a controller. Which one is that?
It's the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X.
Oh, cool.
So breaking news.
I saw the Forza Horizon 5 controller, but that is see-through, and it looks like garbage, in my opinion. Anyways, we're getting distracted. We're getting
yeah. So
getting away from the worst game I've ever played. Because Rogue Warrior, we both played that, so it made it fun. We both got to laugh at it, which was a hell of fun. It would have been way worse if I played that by myself.
The shanking in the butt just always that is a gaming memory I will have for the rest of my life. Like,
I honestly don't remember the shaking butt.
you don't?
What I remember is I remember us losing our minds over the motion blur that was put in for some reason.
You don't
Because that
remember
was dumb.
when we did the stealth kill and the animation glitch, so we just shanked him up the butt?
Oh, shank up the butt. I
Yeah.
think you shake as in
No,
like
no.
shaking.
No.
Oh,
We
yes,
shanked
yes,
the
yes,
guard
yes.
just up the butt to
Oh,
kill
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys owe it to yourself to play Rogue Warrior. I promise you. I don't know if it's on Steam.
It's only like
But
4 hours long. So.
It's like if you have a PS3 or a means to play a PS3 or 360, I don't know if it's back compatible. It's probably not. But if you can, grab Rogue Warrior on eBay. It's like $5 probably, $8 with the shipping or whatever. You owe it to yourself to play that game. It's a fucking hilarious
It's
game.
great.
Anyways, so that would have been worse. But if I had played it alone, my Jack would have been the same thing. I played that with Evan.
Yeah.
Way back, and that game was a fucking that game's on my shit list because it the Division, headshots don't matter, and any game where headshots don't matter goes on my shit list immediately. If you're fighting humans and you shoot them in the head, they need to die. Especially if the game is grounded in reality, they need to die, and they don't die. And I have no words to explain. But I played with Evan, so we got to laugh at that game. Honestly, I know it's a little cliche, but at this point in time, until something comes along
Sonic?
worse, the worst game is Sonic 06.
Yeah. I
For
thought
me.
that's what you were gonna say. I was
I played
banking
it
on
by
Sonic.
myself. I played it by myself. I also played with Travis, and at first it was fun to laugh at it with Travis. But honestly, towards the end, we were just exhausted. Honestly, like we couldn't even like keep laughing at the game. It had to run its course because that game, at least with Rogue Warrior, it has mercy on you because, like you said, it's 4 hours long. Sonic, like Mind Jack, is way too long of a game to be that bad. It's probably like 7-8 hours long, which you might think not that long, but when every bit of it is fucking terrible, yeah, it's so hard. Like I remember playing it first when I was at GameStop like 7 years ago, and you might have been. I think I was working with you at the time, and I played it, and I popped it, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And as soon as I started walking, I almost quit the game. Not like because like first thing I like to do, like I'm sure a lot of people do when you play, especially if it's third person, is move around, move the camera around, get a sense of the camera, get a sense of the movement. That's what I like to do in games. That's what I always like to do. So especially right now, because all cameras are different, camera sensitivities are different with the games. I like to give a feel for that. It was like the game started off at like sensitivity 10. Like it was just out of control. Sonic moves. His starting movement is a dash. Like he just instantly starts running.
It's
just
the speed, bro.
He just is. Yeah, he just gotta go fast, but like too fast for the camera to hang to just catch up to. I started moving, and I spun around like twice, and I was like, I paused the game, and I put down my controller and started breathing heavily. I was oh, Jaz. Like I had like a existential moment with myself, and I was like, am I really gonna do this? Am I really gonna play this game? Like it like so bad, man. So bad. And apparently I heard the PS3 version is actually worse than the 360 version. Of course the load times are worse, which is great for me because I had a PS3. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't need to go too deep. I mean, it's a fucking legend. It's a infamous legendary tale of gaming. Like we'll tell our kids, like with like 'cause I'm sure they'll inevitably get into Sonic because kids love Sonic, and then they might hear like they might watch a video of like maybe if they're hipsters, like they'll hear like a video like back in the day, they hear back in 2006. This Sonic game came out for the PS3, like in the Xbox 360, not the Xbox 1260, the 360. And then they'll be like, "What?" And like they'll say, "It's like, Dad, what was the Sonic 06 game?" And we're like, "We don't talk about that." Like, shut them up. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that game. No, go to your room and don't talk about this. Don't tell your mom. Like, it's a legendary game now, you know. So I don't need to go into detail about it, but I have to say, until I eventually play Ride to Hell, this will be my worst game ever because I'm pretty certain Ride to Hell will be worse, which is interesting because it came out almost 10 years later. Anyways, next question. we're gonna do a little hot takes.
Hot
You like
takes.
ready for some spicy hot takes?
Hot
Put
takes.
that on your pizza planet pizza. Get some peppers in there. Ooh. We're going some hot takes.
Hot takes.
All right. Anyways, and I'll start off because I've already bitched about this, but I can't stop bitching about it. What is a game that has been critically reviewed positively, but you think it sucks?
Am I answering first, or are you answering first?
I'm gonna answer for, but do you have it? I want to make sure. Do you have an answer for that?
I might. I'll think while you're doing yours. Answer.
All right, I have two. And I'm sad about the first one. The first one was Crash Bandicoot 4. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. I'm at the point now where I'm just like, fuck that game. Fuck this game. I'm not done with it yet, but I have the time trials. But fuck this game. Not fuck Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot can live in my heart forever. But fuck that game. And kind of fuck Toys for Bob for making the game. Like, because I keep hearing people talk about, like, when they talk about, like, brutal, like, hard, like, but I think Walt Culture had a video recently where they were, like brutal games and whatever. Like, games are way too hard. I don't know. Something along those lines. And Crash Bandicoot 4 was in it. And the dudes are like, the brilliant platformer, Crash Bandicoot. I was like, fuck you. It is not a brilliant platformer. It is a terrible platformer. And you should be ashamed of yourself, Jules, for saying that. Not like he's going to fucking hear this. But, every time people say Crash Bandicoot 4 is a good game or a brilliant game, I just want to punch myself in the mouth, like, and just stop hearing the words because I played this.
You hear it with your mouth.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
And
just wanted
I
to
played
clear
this
that
game
up.
completely twice. I have done everything except the time trials, and I honestly fuck this game. I hate this game. I hate it. I'm gonna keep it for posterity. I think that's the right word, but fuck that game. Yeah, it's fine if you're just trying to beat it, but if you were trying to do anything more than just beat it, this game will
Just
break
beat
you
it.
down. Shut
Just
up, David. This game will break you down to the point where you won't really even feel satisfied when you finally get through to the end. I hate this game. Anyway, second game is Resident Evil 8. Fuck that game too. That game makes no fucking sense at all. It makes no, and that's the reason why I don't like it, because it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I've heard people comment on it, which I'm like, yes, finally someone fucking understands it. How in the world can Ethan lose his arm in a cutscene and then stick it right back on him, but in actual battles, he dies constantly?
Because he doesn't have the magical water juice stuff.
Oh, not when he's fucking in fights, but in cutscenes, and he falls like, dude, he fell like goddamn 1,000 feet on the top of a cathedral after he kills Vampy Dragon when she turns into a dragon or whatever the fuck it was. He falls like 1,000 feet on his face, and you watch it because it's first person, and he gets up like it's no big deal. How does that make any sense? And then, but yet I can't fight a Lycan and get hit 3 times, and then I drop down. That makes no logical sense. And I know this is Resident Evil, and I know it's about zombies, and I know, I mean, for fucking sake, like, he gotta like put it back on. Okay, I understand. I know what we're dealing with here, but you gotta have some kind of continuity, even in a game as ludicrous as this. And because of that, because of the lack of that consistency, and like, it doesn't follow its own rules that it makes up in the first place, and it just makes me so mad. It makes me so irritated that gets overlooked and overglossed.
Would the game be better if you just were a walking tank that didn't take any damage and you're just like, ah, like, would that?
What they should have had was not have him do all these death-defying things where he should have died. But then, like, okay, if he took all that shit out and just had him still die like normal in regular fights, okay. But it's just, you can't have one and not have the other. That's the point I'm getting at. How can you have one, not the other? And if you're gonna use the idea that he is the mold and that he is, has all the shit and he uses the Jesus juice and gets his arm back together and all the other crazy shit, okay, that's fine. Have your rules. Every game has their own stupid rules. I mean, the fact that you can regenerate health in most shooters is ridiculous, But like, it's fine because it follows its own rules and it's fine. You deal with it, but at least in other, like, it follows the continuity of, like, you can't do. I mean, at least even Call of Duty, some of the shit you fall off from isn't as crazy as the shit I've seen in Resident Evil 8. That's what I'm saying. And at least in Call of Duty, you're a fucking trained ass soldier. You got the harness, you got the bulletproof vest, you got the helmet. Hopefully, you got all types of crazy shit. Ethan has a fucking vest on that he got from Nordstrom's and a pair of Levi's and some khakis and some fucking Converses, bro. Okay, that's all he has, and he has a goddamn pistol. All right, that's all he has, and so it's like you're gonna tell me you fell what 5 stories, probably higher, and all that shit, and you got hit with a fucking fireball, and you just shrug that off. But yet, when you come across some bats, they can swipe you enough times and you die. Like, it's just that doesn't make any sense. And there's just too many things in this game that doesn't make any content, like any continuous sense to me, and it just frustrates the shit out of me. And because I've seen this game so many times through people in the Discord and stuff that I've watched and everything, and it makes me so mad. I've never seen a game. I'm not saying there haven't been games. I'm sure there have, but just I haven't personally seen a game that completely gets rid of its own rules as quickly and as consistently as Resident Evil 8 does. And it pisses me off. And that's why I think that game should not gotten as much praise as it did. Only reason why I think it did is because it's fucking Resident Evil. It's fucking Capcom. And it looks fucking amazing. And the story pieces are good. The Duke is fucking awesome. The Duke can live on forever. I love the Duke. Um, and I mean, like if you look at the pieces as individual bits, they're great. But as a whole, when you want to put everything together, it just kind of it's a bit of a mess, in my opinion. And so that's my hot take.
So like I don't know.
What about you, David?
I don't know if I have any like yours because I don't know. I don't know if I can garner that much passion.
Oh, no one does. No one gets as emotional as me when it comes to games.
But I will say, like, okay, so I've tried critically acclaimed games that I just didn't get for one reason or another. So like, I've tried Undertale.
Undertale.
And I just didn't get it. It was fun, I guess. Like there was elements of it, but like I don't know. Like I think once you know the trick, like once you know that you're not supposed to be killing them, which I think everyone knows by now, unless you want to kill them on purpose to do the genocide run. Yeah, like I just don't think it holds the same effect. Like the gameplay, I don't know. I didn't enjoy the gameplay, especially when I was doing the friendly run because you're not that there is no gameplay in the friendly run. You're just having conversations with them. And then I got stuck on a part of the game and I didn't know how to get past it. And I was like, it's not that good. Like it's not good enough for me to go through it.
No, man, let it out. It's not that good. It's not that good. Undertale's not that good. If you liked it, it's not that good.
That's RJ saying.
Come on,
anyway.
We're getting spicy. We're getting spicy here. We keep things hot over here.
I played the original Destiny for a hot minute.
Oh, Destiny, yeah.
And then just I don't know, it was okay, and I stopped playing it because it wasn't great to me. There was other better shooters for me.
That wasn't critically acclaimed though. That was mediocre at best. Everyone knew that.
After a while,
it sold well, but it was mediocre at best, especially at launch.
Not after the fixes. After the fixes, it was critically acclaimed.
Was that when you played it?
No, I played it in the beginning.
Okay,
but I want to go back to it.
A lot of people won't go back to it. It's still not that good of a shooter, even after the Taken King update. It's still not that great. There are still plenty more better shooters. And Destiny 2 fell under the same fate.
Yeah, they rehashed the same thing, weirdly enough.
So it came under the same problems that the first one had. Everyone thought it was going to do so much better, and it didn't. Maybe if they ever do Destiny 3, which I hope they don't, I hope they just move on. Maybe whatever they do next will be better.
So I guess maybe a hotter take is I thought Horizon Zero Dawn was just okay.
Ooh, here we go. Like, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm here for.
So if you want a little bit hotter take, like Horizon Zero Dawn, I think is a good game, but it's okay. Like it is not a game that I'm like mad as an Xbox owner that I don't get to play the next one. Like I'm like, yeah, like it'd be cool, but to me it's very similar to any other open world collectathon game. I don't see anything that separates
it. Wait, it's a collectathon?
It's a collectathon? Like go climb this tall dinosaur thing to get the map. And then now you can see the map, and now Now you can collect the things on the map and upgrade your stuff. Like, it's the same formula that Far Cry's been using forever, that any other open world game has been using forever. It's very pretty. It's, it's very well done, but it's not special for me. But then in turn, I'm all about the Spider-Man games, which is like the same thing.
All the Spider-Man games, or just
the new one, the new one, the Sony one.
PS4
yeah,
ones?
I love that one, and I am genuinely sad that I can't play like Miles Morales or something like that.
Well, part of it is because we haven't had a good Spider-Man game in such a long time.
Yeah,
I feel that was part of why it was so good.
Well, yeah, I think that just it being a Spider-Man game just made it a little bit better. But in essence, everything that I'm saying about Horizon Zero Dawn could be said about Spider-Man. It's it's been done before. But yeah, I just I played Horizon. I got like over halfway, and then I just stopped playing it, just like I stopped playing every game. So it didn't drive me to finish it.
You know what? David doesn't like any games. the only thing he likes One Piece. He likes MLB. He likes Apex. He likes Borderlands.
I like Fallout. I finished all of the current Fallout games. All like the modern Fallout games.
That's 5 things. That's all he likes. Everything else
Borderlands
is like
2 and 3.
I said Borderlands.
Borderlands. I'm trying to think of other games I've finished.
Everything else is meh at
Dragon
best.
Age 2. I finished Dragon Age 2.
The worst one?
Yeah. I finished all 3 Mass Effects. I finished all 3 Mass Effects, not Andromeda.
Okay.
Not Andromeda, but I finished all 3 Mass Effects.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that one. Goes to the corner. We don't talk about that one. We'll just put it away. Okay. Well, anyways, I'll just move on. One more question here. We'll try to make it not too long. Crap, it lost me. Oh no, it lost me.
Oh no!
I had it. I just had it.
Should have written down.
I should have written an actual down, fucking podcast. Okay. Ooh, someone getting real spicy today. What's the saddest game you ever played?
Saddest game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's sad moments in a whole bunch of games. I think a lot of the ones I'm thinking about are just cliche sad moments, like in Last of Us when Joel's daughter dies.
Honestly, that wasn't even the saddest one for me.
I'm just saying general cliche moments. In Last of Us 2 when Joel dies, that was pretty sad.
I heard people don't think he got the credit. He got the death he should have got. However, that was
so
done.
Okay, and this is a huge controversial thing in general, and I don't know why I get so I don't know, angry is the right word, but like when people complain about they killed off Joel, and so I don't like Last of Us 2. I'm like, I guess I look at art differently. Like, to me, the storytellers wanted to tell a certain story. As long as that story gets told in a way that is compelling and understandable, I, as the interpreter of that art, don't have any right to how they tell that story. I can like it and not like it, that's fine, but I can't get angry for them wanting to tell the story that they wanted to tell. So for me, it made sense why Joel died. And it made sense, the circumstances that got him into how he gets killed, that made sense. It wouldn't have made sense for him to get out of that situation. He was fucked. Like, as soon as he got himself into that situation, he was fucked. Now, people are like, oh, well, Joel trusted too much. Like, yeah, he trusted too much because he was a more trusting person. He was a father now. He was a leader of a community now. Like, he wasn't the same hardened Joel that he was the last time we played him. And I just think that people don't grasp that concept of time. That time had passed, and Joel was a different person than he was when we played him. And we weren't playing him necessarily. I mean, in that moment we were, but like, he wasn't us. He was Joel. But yeah, so like, I don't think he went out in a way he shouldn't have gone out. I think that I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed what they were trying to say. I enjoyed being made to feel bad about killing people. I thought that was really fucking cool how that game made me feel bad about killing NPCs. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, that person has a name and a family and shit. But I still killed the next one. Like, so, like, and that's their whole, that was their whole, you know, thing about the story.
I think whenever I play Last of Us 2 in like 20 years, I think we should have a more in-depth discussion of the game, maybe more particularly Joel's death, because I know that's a huge point of contention for most people. Like, if you want to talk about like the top, I know the game has a lot of problems amongst people. I don't know what they all are, but I think the top 3 problems people have is either the fact that Joel did die, and for those who could accept it, they were just still mad at the fact of the way he died. And so I think whenever I get to that game and finish it, or at least get to the part where Joel dies, I think you and I should have a more in-depth discussion on the podcast here about it and give our thoughts on it, because you seem to be fine with it, and I have a feeling I might be fine with it. We'll see how it goes, and we can maybe explain why people are so upset about it. Because I remember because what you talk reminds me of Mass Effect 3 with the ending. I didn't give a shit. Then again, I wasn't playing it on launch. I played it about a year later. I still had it, of course, on my shelf, but I didn't touch it for like a year. Not because I was scared because of the ending. I had other things to play. But when I eventually played it and I beat it, I was like, what's the problem? I mean, like, I get it. The game about choice, you don't really have a choice. I get it. But then if you have your galactic readiness at the 45, 5,000, whatever, a high enough amount, you get an extra cutscene at the very, very end of the game where Shepard lives. So I was like, what's the problem? What's the fucking deal? Our hero lives. Who cares? Like, did everyone not get this ending? Like, did everybody not do this? I mean, granted, you do have to kind of do everything in the game. And I know a lot of people are not that in-depth of completionists. I mean, they might do some side things here and there, but I think majority players aren't completionists, or at least enough to where you have your readiness ready high enough to get that cutscene. So maybe a lot of people didn't see it, but I did. And I was like, what's the deal? I mean, like, at least we get like our little happy ending at the very, very end. At least, despite all that shit, Shepard lived, and I thought that was so fucking badass. Have you seen that cutscene? Have you gotten it? Yeah, that's so fucking cool. Like, in the rubble, I didn't even know it was Shepard at first, because the way it blended in with the rest of the rubble, and then that chess piece breeze at the end. I was like, oh shit, he lives. Or for me, she lives. She lives. You can't take down Shepard. Nothing can. Anyways, so I think we have a good discussion on that. Saddest game for me so far is The Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah, no, my bad. I totally forgot. I take back everything
I know you told me season 2 is super fucking sad, and I absolutely believe you. But honestly, the ending, the conclusion to season 1, Walking Dead, with Lee dying, I just watched it earlier today, a compilation of like saddest ending or saddest deaths, and they weren't even showing majority of it, and I was still like, I legit was tearing up like crazy. Like, I'm afraid to ever play that game again, because if I get to that ending, because like, first of all, there are multiple ways the game can end. You don't have to do the part where Clementine shoots Lee,
but it's the only acceptable.
I mean, how can you not?
It's the only acceptable ending.
But yeah, it's the best. It's the best ending. It's the best ending. So you have to do it. Like, if I got to that part again, I would not be able to not do it. I couldn't just walk away and let him turn. I can't. I got to take him out. And the voice acting was just, oh my gosh, it was so good. Clementine has whoever voices her has the most adorable little girl voice on the planet. Lee has the perfect fucking soothing fatherly voice. It's, oh my gosh, it's so, and also they're black and I'm black, so it's like super relatable for me. Like, it's that too. And like, just oh my gosh, like that ending, and it's building up so hard, like that very, very end where they're talking to each other and he gets tied up, like, his handcuffed and
cuts himself.
The thing, like that whole bit. where they're talking. She's like, I don't want to do it, but she's like, you gotta do it. She's like, but I don't want you. I can't do that. And she's like, you gotta do it. No, I can't handle it. And dude, it's so sad. It's so. If you haven't played Walking Dead season 1, I don't know if it's on Steam or whatever,
even though you just
on
fucking
PC,
ruined it.
If you have a console, whatever. Dude, we said Joel died in Last of Us Part 2, okay? You know what? And that game came out 2 years ago. Walking Dead came out almost a decade ago. It's not my fault. Anyways, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was, oh my gosh, so bad. It's so rough.
I'll agree with you. That's probably the saddest.
Oh my gosh. I think I remember tearing up when I was playing it, but now that I've when I rewatch it, I will actually start legit.
Well, and it also even though I know that Telltale games don't work like this, I still was like, there had to have been something I could have done to save him. So where he doesn't get bit. I cut off my arm. So I'm like, what if I don't cut off my arm? Even though that doesn't make sense.
Oh, I did that too. I did that too. I actually thought okay, yeah, we'll just cut it off. It cut it off at the source. Nah, man, it's already gone to the whole body.
Well, as soon as he got bit, because obviously I watched the show, so as soon as he got bit, I was like, fucking cut it off right now. But it takes so long, and the whole time I was like, fucking cut it off. You need to do it now.
Get him to a doctor.
But yeah, there was. I was like, there has to be something I could do. Joel, Lee can't die. Yeah.
He is the most likable character in the game. You will. Oh man, he's top tier, god tier, triple S tier.
Do you think
likable
he killed
characters.
His wife and his wife's lover?
Oh yeah, that's why he was in jail or going to prison in the first place. Never thought about it. Honestly, there's so much that happened. I don't even think. I forgot that he was going to jail. You honestly forget he was going to be on his way to jail.
I'm going with that. I'm going with he did. There was just this hints of regret in him that and I think I feel like he was trying to make up for that the whole game, and just
I don't know. I don't know if he might have killed. He might have killed the dude. I don't know if I would say.
But both of them died. Yeah.
Oh, they're both dead. No, I don't remember all those little details, man. I don't. How do you remember? I mean, how many have you played this game? You remember all of that?
It was a good game. It was a good story.
All right, whatever. All right, I don't remember that at all, honestly. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah, that's probably that's the saddest game I've ever played in ever. Actually, honestly, ever. I mean, Last of Us 1 comes up close second because of certain moments. Especially with Henry.
Yeah, Harry was pretty sad.
That was crazy. Journey, because of just the ride you go on. Yeah. Journey was really good. And I'm sure there've been other moments where I've been a little sad, but honestly, no.
So not weird sad moments in games that you don't expect it. Tina's story in Borderlands 2. Have you played Borderlands 2?
In the main campaign or her DLC?
Her main campaign. When you find out what happened to her parents.
Oh god, what happened?
They were killed by Jack.
Her parents? I don't remember. Okay. I thought.
Oh, maybe bandits. Maybe it was bandits. Okay. Whatever. Either way, they were killed, and you hear the tape recordings, and then she gets on afterwards and is fucked up about it.
Oh, yeah. I kind of remember that.
So yeah, it was bandits, but yeah. So that was pretty sad. I was like, oh fuck, Borderlands just fucking hit me with the feels right in the middle of me blowing people up. Jesus.
But then it just goes right out the window a second later. So it doesn't last. It doesn't last long. There's a lot of sad things amongst those recordings, and stuff. So, anyways, I think I'll wrap up this episode here. So it was a little different. I know we kind of just rambled on a few questions, but I couldn't think of a main one. So maybe next week, we will have a main topic to discuss.
Maybe you guys can give us a topic to discuss. participation
Comment
grade.
below what you think we should talk about. Yeah, get your participation grade. Comment below and let us hit us with the topic you want us to talk
have
about.
to put one discussion question down, and you must reply to 2 other students' questions.
Otherwise, you're going to fail your participation grade, which is going to lower your overall grade by at least 5%. You don't want to fail. Class is in session. You don't want to fail. All right, guys. So yeah, guys, let us know what you might think we want to talk about. I'm sure we'll have something to say about it if it merits.
I have something to say about everything.
But yeah.
Bye, guys.
With that, like the video,
comment the video,
subscribe if you guys are new,
watch
comment
the video
down below, hit the
video.
bell,
be the video. What were we doing again?
We will see you guys on our next one. Goodbye.